She's a multi-millionaire pop megastar. But did this British breakout #1 singer, Adele, actually ditch the British royals? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Now today we're in Chelsea, right? For those who remember the swinging 60s, I don't honestly, but for those that do, this really would have been the centre, the start of it all, because behind me, boarded up right now at the moment, getting some renovation, is the Peter Jones building. It was opened in 1936, considered Art Deco, and now is a Grade 1 listed building. But of course, way back, that would have been the start of the walk down the famous King's Road. You know, the King's Road where everybody who's anybody walked down, the Rolling Stones, Twiggy, Gene Shrimpton, Bieber, all of that sort of stuff. I know when I first came to London, you know, these were the places that I really wanted to go and see, because this was pre-internet, so you know, you really wanted to see the places that you'd read about or heard about on TV. Now, if you do remember the King's Road and you were swinging in London in the 60s, oh, do let me know in the comments below. It's hard to imagine it now, because this seems more of a residential area. It's a lot more relaxed, expensive though. Maybe it was then, let me know. Back as ever though to your Breaking Royal showbiz story of the day. Now, as we know, Adele is back on the scene. She's promoting heavily for a brand new album, 30. Her latest single has gone to #1, and apparently it's the most streamed single of the year. In fact, I think over the last 5 years since she last released something. A lot of people want to know, have I met Adele? And that's true, I did meet Adele actually. In fact, during her last album, we helped produce some TV shows for her, that particular album. I thought she was a charming girl actually, not too keen on the people around her, and let me explain why. Adele came to my studios, as I say, to do stuff for Germany, I believe the US TV, France, stuff like that. It's called a junket. So basically we moved the studios, changed the set, that sort of stuff. She was really nice, very down to earth, fun sort of girl. But I did ask her if 2 of the crew could have a picture or indeed an autograph. Now, what I found strange was that the word came back, no autographs, no pictures. Now, what you have to remember in a situation like this is, I'm not particularly the person that would go out and buy an Adele product, an album, a bag, whatever you call it. But they are. And of course, they were deeply upset. And consequently, I'm not sure if they're fans now. A lesson to be learned for anybody on the way up, remember, don't let people speak for you. If you want to do it yourself, because if you don't, like those 2 boys who work for me, you'll lose fans. But here's a royal story attached to this particular, well, breaking out story today. As we know, next month it's the Royal Variety Show. Now that really started way back at the turn of the last century, 1912, because it was really decided that this would be a good event to make sure people who were struggling within the variety world, the theatrical world, could get some money if they were out of work. And of course, the attendance of the British royal family really made sure that this was a spectacular event. Now, fast forward to this year, sadly, that's not really the case. It's now being presented by the very much woke TV channel ITV. Now, when the BBC did it, you have to say that it was a lot better without breaks, you know. This constant ad breaks and all that sort of stuff really does get on your nerves after a while. But also, it's a bit of a lacklustre bill. Apart from Sir Rod Stewart, there's no real great names. When you look back to previous royal variety shows, it was stacked with talent, you know, singers, dancers, acrobats, that sort of stuff. This year's lineup, which includes Ed Sheeran, I know he's popular, James Blunt, amazingly popular, not sure why. Well, to me, it just looks like a bunch of pop promos rather than actually variety and entertainment. I believe, we're not confirmed yet, that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge will be in attendance. Pity them. Anyway, back to the story, simply because, according to very good sources, it appears that Adele was approached to top the bill at this year's Royal Variety performance. Now, obviously, as we always say here on the show, we have to mention the words allegedly, but the producers, who I know quite well, were very keen. Now, obviously, when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. She's doing promotion. This is a worldwide syndicated show, so to appear in front of royalty, who apparently she's very good friends with, makes, well, as I say, the perfect sense. According to, though, insiders, she turned down the opportunity. Now, I'm kind of baffled by this, because when you get asked to appear before royalty, it's a true privilege. I can tell you that from personal experience. It really is. For a performer, it's the pinnacle, you know, the thing that you really think, wow, you know, I'm going to be actually singing, dancing, juggling, whatever you may do in front of royalty. So I find this hard to believe that Adele would have personally turned it down, but we're not quite sure of the real reason. But whichever way, it will appear a lot less starry-eyed at this year's Royal Variety performance, even with the megawatt star power of Sir Rod Stewart. Can you imagine if Rod and Adele had done a special duet together at this year's Royal Variety? That really would have been a ratings record breaker. For now though, we'll just have to wait until Adele says hello next time to the Royals. Neil Sean, Kings Road, Chelsea.